Hey, friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is Kevin Harrington. He was a roadie for the Beatles, and he's in the movie Get Back. He's going to tell us what it was like to be on the rooftop with the Beatles.
Yeah, it's the funny thing about that roof gig was last night when I saw the preview, I've always been under the impression that we never had music stands, right? And so for years I've been, doing interviews saying, well, the reason I was kneeling down is because we didn't have, John asked for a music stand. This is in my head, right? And I didn't have one, so the only thing I could think of was be a music stand, right? And which has always kind of, to be honest, embarrassed me that I had to do that. It turns out that John actually asked me to hold the lyrics up because the first being an ex-roadie, the first thing I spotted in the studio on the film was music stands. And I'm sitting there going, I've been lying for years, or I've not been telling the truth for years, Oh, wow. So I've now got to go back to certain people and go, that story I told you. So, yeah, so it's good. Kevin's lyrics. Okay, so that was all right. I was.
What song was that?
Dig a Pony. Yeah, I'm often reminded, Kevin, dig a pony. I don't actually have in my head a set time of when somebody said, right, we're going on the roof. I can't remember that exact moment. But when it was decided that we're going on the roof, I should imagine I'd be there at about 9:30 and just taking all the gear out of the basement and up in the lift and just up to the top floor and then up the windy little stairs, plonk it down, go back downstairs, get another amp. And because those Fenders were heavy, man. Those twin reverbs with the 12-inch speakers, I mean, they were heavy, even for a strapping young lad like me. So
all by yourself, you're hauling this gear?
Yeah, initially. Well, because Mal's doing his other stuff, so it's basically me. And then we get to the roof, and I've got Paul's bass, and bring that out, and it just will not go round the stairs. It just, there's a small bloody stairs, and it just wouldn't go. It wouldn't go over the balcony or the banister,
His bass amp?
Yeah. And so it was also the bass for Billy's Rhodes piano. That also wouldn't go round because it's about the same size as the bass. But above the stairs was a skylight. So I went down to Mal and said, we've got a problem here. Everything's up there except Paul's bass and, Billy's piano bottom. So we look up and there's a skylight and we're okay, right through the skylight. So we get some rope, or Mal gets some rope and tie it up and we pull it up. And it won't go through by about that much. By about that much, man. And so it's like, okay, we'll unscrew the window, and then it should just fit. And it did. It was, they just got through, just squeezed through. So that's how we got those two bits of equipment out. And then it was like, okay. Yeah, I mean, the band were in good spirits all the time. They really were. To see this film, to me, it brings back what fun they were to work for, and what it was really like, because you kind of forget, you had good times and that all of that, and then to watch it all, it's kind of like, yeah, actually, this is a lot better than what I kind of sort of think of, even though I know it was good fun, it was even better fun than what I actually remembered, So that was pleasant.
What's your memory of the cops showing up?
Well, all I remember was just two policemen turning up on the roof, and Mal's dealing with them. So I'm just sort of, just watching, just like, okay, this is, okay, what's going to happen now? And then Mal come on and turn the amp off, and George just turned it back on, and just, Yeah, but on the film, it's wonderful. I mean, just to watch all of that unfolding down in the reception, you know, it was wonderful because I didn't know any of it out there. You know, these policemen are there for ages down in the reception, and they're being, you know, sort of, yeah, well, we're just trying, you know, and all of this, you know, it's good. Yeah, when you see it, it'll make you laugh because it'll go,
Do you think they would have played some old rock and roll songs if they would have kept going?
I would see no reason why not, because they were well into it. You know, they often did. You know, in fact, even in the film, they're messing about downstairs and, you know, with old songs and stuff. So I'm sure they would have done just for the crack because they were enjoying it. They really were, you know, and that was nice to see. In the studios, you know, in between the take or an engineer's they've got to wait for an engineer to change the tape or whatever. They would occasionally just, you know, whack out Long Tall Sally or, you know, any of the old rockers that they used to do. And it was fun sitting there and just listening to this band, proper band, just playing proper old rockers that, you know, I used to hear on the radio and stuff. It's like, yeah, this is all right. They are a good group, and they were a good group. And when they, you know, just hit a song, it was everybody just as one. You know, it was lovely. It was a wonderful atmosphere, wonderful times. Well, it was, yeah, getting the gear down was just reverse, really. You know, Mal got up the top and skylight and just lowered those two bits of equipment down, and I took them downstairs, and that was it. You know, the rest sort of I did by myself. While Mal went downstairs and took care of the boys, I just took care of the equipment. You know, I guess it took about an hour or so, just over an hour to get all that gear back down. It took about an hour or so to get up, go out, lift the next one up, you know, okay, bring it down, and then just into the lift, down to the basement, back where it was, and let's start. Although, because that really, I think, was the last day. There was one more, looking at the film, they did one more session. That was on day 21, I believe, or 22 of all of the filming, all of this. And so on day 22 was the last day that there was any filming. Yeah, every time somebody finds out that I've worked for them and I was up there, then it's always, you know, what was it like? You know, were they good people? You know, see, people used to say, you know, oh, you worked for the Beatles, what were they like? And I'd say, well, they were great. You know, the story is so long that you know, I sort of sometimes say, what do you want, the short version or the long version? You know, the Beatles were fantastic. You know, and so when somebody says to me, oh, you worked for the Beatles, it must have been great, and you were on the roof, and then yeah, because we didn't have a music stand. And then I go into this old story, but now I don't have to. Yeah, John asked me to now, and so that's like, yeah, that's all right, you know. So I'm going to change my story after 50 years.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and tell me down below what your favorite Beatles song is, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.